Hello, Jerry from Execute Fitness, and thank you for tuning up in this webinar about body recomposition and understanding how the metabolism works, specifically according to diets. And those of you that are not eating enough, maybe don't get result no longer. So let's start right away. Topic this week: Advanced Nutrition Protocol and its Metabolic Repair. So the objective of this webinar obviously is to make you understand that dieting is just a word that really shouldn't be part of your core identity. And obviously the most important thing is to find something that works for your energy expenditure or how much you're working out. So dieting really should be abolished as a word and just thinking about nutrition protocols and something successful for you that you can apply long term. I just wanted to make this webinar because there is a lot of people that no longer have results because they're following anything bad or anything not related to what they should be following, but just because they're working out, overworking, and not feeding themselves enough. So this is obviously the traditional diet protocol, at least the two protocols, obviously when you want to lose weight, the metabolism. So you want to, reduce calorie, lose weight, balance the metabolism. That's what society tells you to do. That's what recently has been, obviously, it's been reinforced and talked about reducing the calories. In reality, when you have a good metabolism, that's exactly what you should be doing if you want to lose fat or weight. Now, again, we will go into depth about what is losing weight and always what is losing fat and why you should be aiming on losing fat and not losing weight. But for people that eat generally under 1,000 calorie or 400 calorie, which is basically the basic metabolism for anybody just to be on, then for those people, if you've been eating less than 1,000 or 400 calories for more than 6 months, what really should be doing is rebalance your metabolism. So reconstruct the metabolism, make sure that you still have a good affinity with sugars and carbohydrates, because carbs, contrary to a lot of people thought and like what is being promoted right now, carb is actually something that balance all the hormones, then make up good portion of your lean muscle tissue, so the muscle. And really, it's really important to keep those at a specific rate. So if you under eating, you should first put your metabolism at place, be sensible to carbohydrates again, and then only then you go ahead and reduce calorie to lose weight. Metabolism obviously is the sum of a few things: lifestyle, hormones, so the hormones that is being produced in our body, the rate, the basic rate of metabolism, and when you sum all these things together, it makes up health itself. Now, metabolic repairs, it's also due to some people, have been in a starvation mode, as we say. So weight loss, it creates, again, here we're going into diseases a little bit, because there is actual people, they have this dysfunction. This is hypothyroidism, Hashimoto, adrenal insufficiency. Those are actually real metabolic diseases. What most people have, that they think that they have something that doesn't work with the metabolism, what they did, it's either they're not eating correctly, or if they're eating too much under eating and focusing on losing weight, like I said before. And what happens, you always eating less and less and less, and probably maybe you even exercising more and more and more. And what happened, like as soon as you know, what ends up happening, you're losing most of your muscle mass. The metabolism automatically knows that it has to burn less, and then automatically you're losing a lot of water as well, which muscle is pretty much made of from 80% by water and by hydration water, as well as lean muscle mass. So if we keep losing muscle and water, the weight will definitely decrease. But the fat, that's the one that give you bad look, and give you this it gives you this aesthetic look that obviously you don't want. But not only that, it also gives you like a huge index of unhealthiness. So you're not gonna be healthy by having fat. So you have to focus on losing fat, not losing weight. Now we know it's been proven by a lot of research that having a high percentage of fat or being obese is the number one cause of all these bad diseases, such as tumors, such as cholesterol, high blood pressure, obesity, and that creates diabetes, and like cardiac diseases as well. Everything, all these things are multifactorial, but everything is correlated for people to be unhealthy, not exercising, and being overweight. So really, you want to decrease your body weight, yes, but you want to decrease your body fat. If you keep your fat and you lose all your muscle, and on the scale you see 2, 3, 4 pounds less or 2 kilograms less, is the same story. You're still gonna have a lots of problems. A calorie deficit obviously gives an imbalanced metabolism, so we have to include also the thermogenesis, adaptive thermogenesis. So not only the basal metabolic rate is crucial, but also you have to include the energy that you need in order to digest food. So all the macros are different. We're gonna go deep into that into another video. This is not the objective, but just know that there is an additional rate of calorie that you spend just to digest your food. So yes, the thermogenesis that occurs obviously not only for digestion but also is due to the inflammation that has been or damage that has been occurred in your body. So when you work out, obviously there is an inflammation, and that's why we say, or at least people keep saying, the metabolism speed ups or slow down. In reality, it's not really what happens. Again, there is multifactorial about it, and it would be like another webinar just of that alone. But you have to know that the thermogenesis change a little bit the consumption of your calorie based on the damage that we have. Now, unless there is a severe dysfunction, blood tests are not really required because these things are actually pretty rare. So, as well as the thyroid malfunction is actually pretty rare. So the people basically get convinced that they have a problem with a thyroid and the metabolism is slowing down. That's why they want to eat less and less and less, when they don't understand that basically your metabolism doesn't really think in a day, it thinks in a week or months. So if you do the right things for 3 days and the wrong thing for 4, automatically you're still going to have the same weight. And obviously then, like you can imagine, you might think in your mind, oh, I did something right for 3, 4 days, and then you don't really realize what you did wrong on the other days, and you end up having this idea that something's wrong with your blood, your metabolism, your thyroid is wrong, your metabolism is not functioning. So even this, you have to be realistic with yourself and understand, tracking at least for a week or two what you're doing. The repair diet or body recomposition is ideal for people that are not longer losing weight, because, like I said, as also for the one that's struggling with a lack of motivation, low libido, overtraining, illness, and they might have done everything that you can do, try every single diet, and not not achieving results anymore because your body is actually not responding to any stimulus. You lost the sensibility with carbohydrates and other macros as well. So how do we do that? How do we do the actually repair diet? So we need to have a couple of stages here: metabolic compensation, resistant, the damage stages. So we need to go through these stages, and it can be difficult to coordinate, as you can run into two difficulties. The person is likely to the opposite, the one that you think that you want, or the sudden rehearsal of this can bring a large increase of weight and hormone fluctuation. So basically, what these things mean, and that's also why in Execute Fitness we live by the code, and the code means every single program that you do with us, you're gonna have to live by a code. Our code, one of the main part of the code, is try at least everything at least once without asking any question whether it's right or wrong. Code number 2, don't focus too much on weight, focus on results. Basically because you're gonna have period of time that you see your weight shifting, and when you see your weight shifting, you don't have to think that you're gaining weight or losing weight. So basically, so you can understand easily, if you see a weight scaling up by 2, 3, 4 pounds in a few days, maybe 3, 4 days, usually it's just water or liquids that your body is retaining. So body change from 1 to 5 days is usually something that is going to go up and down and you're not going to retain or gain. Weight difference between 2, 3, 4 weeks is actually weight you're losing, fat you're losing, or fat you're gaining. So to make it easy for you to understand, you're gonna find I'm gonna find some resistance when I give this suggestion about doing metabolic recomposition, because you see your weight shifting, and we're gonna go a little bit more deep at later on. But again, try this once without asking any question and understand that your weight doesn't really compare to your weight doesn't don't focus really on weight, but focus on results. The 5 phases, then going in a little bit deeper here. So track and rest, increase food, prepare and increase activity, final increases. So here on these 4 or 5 phases here, we're gonna go deep into understanding why you should be doing into training and when. Okay, phase one, goal: reduce exercise, increase activity, and logging. Of course, if you don't log, I know for those of you that have never done it before, it might be boring, but today you can find applications such as MyFitnessPal, Lose Weight, LoseIt.com. Easy application you can get on a phone, you can get it on the internet as well. Very easy. Most of them they're from Apple. And what happens with them? Like you plug the food in once, it's gonna remember just by you clicking the first letter the next time. So if you don't do that, most likely the chance is either you're gonna undercompensate, undereat, or overeat. So you have to do it at least for one thing, just you have an idea of you doing that you're doing something right. Of course, if you're goal oriented, if you don't care about it, obviously it's pointless even to continue watching this video. So first 2 weeks, the calorie intake, you have to keep the same calorie intake that you have. The only thing you need to make sure of that you're splitting out the macro right. So protein intake 40%, 20 to 25% fat, 23 to 30% carb. Water intake 2-3 liter, salt intake below less than 3 grams. Training, and it's hard to explain to you, it's hard more than explain to you, it's easy to explain to you, but it's hard for you to do it, none. So take 2 weeks off. This is great to start when you have a problem, take a vacation, take 2 weeks off. Just eat correctly. So keep the same amount of calorie, just scale, which should be around 12 to 12,000 to 1200, probably under eating. Just change the macro. The whole point of this thing, guys and girls, is to keep adding carbs slowly so your body can get sensitive and your metabolism can reconstruct. Increase food intake. So increase by 10% the calorie intake, pretty much same macro: protein 40%, fat and carbs 30%, 3 liter, 2 liter water, less than sodium 3 grams. Non-training again for 1 week. Next week, we put inside another week, increase again of 5%. We don't want to put so much fat on it, so we just pretty much keep increasing. 40% protein intake, 30% fat, 30% carbohydrate, 2 or 3 liters of water. Same for the salt. This time you include very light foam rolling, stretching, mobility work, less than 15 minutes a day. You can do it every day, but 15 minutes or less a day. We need to get your metabolism a break. Again, we increase the activity and the calories here. So we increase by 15% calories. We decrease the protein a little bit and we keep increasing the carbs, and we leave the same thing, fat. So here is like a zone diet. For those of you who are familiar with zone diet, pretty much it's like eating zone diet. You don't have to eat in blocks. You have to eat as long as you keep this in the whole day. It should be fine. Here we increase a little bit the salt as well. to get better water retention and build up the metabolism. As I said, muscle is done by 80% water, so we need to keep water into the muscle. Here we can do 3 times full body workouts per week from roll-ins on day off, meaning 3 full workouts for the full body, 1 or 2 exercises each muscle. Don't exaggerate again. Phase 5, 2 weeks more, we increase again 10-20%, and we decrease protein, fat, and we increase carb. Here we have 55% carb and the same kind of water and salt. 3-4 times session training a week, mobility and 4 So we increase 1 session a week of training. And yeah, this is an example. I mean, we see it all the time. People just jumping on treadmills and doing cardio the whole day, and they're eating less and they're moving more and they exercising more, and last thing you know, we just end up with metabolism fatigue. Instead, we have like the guy that really trains a lot, trains harder with weights, and he can have the benefit of some cheat eating once in a while. Now, this is not the good example to follow, not eating pizza all day, but still, when you have to increase the metabolism, and as you can see, as long as you fit this pizza inside your day, that your daily income you decide is 3,000 calories, is gonna be okay. You're not gonna gain fat. Actually, you're gonna have a better muscle and the metabolism. How you combat metabolic damage, how you don't fall into this trap once you achieve your metabolism. You keep the calorie deficit to a minimum, so we know that to lose the fat, we need to keep calories to a maximum of 300 to 500 calories less than a metabolism rate a day. So we can either do this by day, 300 less every day, or calculate a full week of calorie, your metabolism for a full week, and you calculate 300 times 7, and you put it together and you make a difference of the two. Use break diets periodically. So you don't want to stay on a diet for 6 months. You wanna do every 2 months, 1 week that you do a normal caloric diet. And again, we will make a video just for diets itself. And you do have to use refeed days. So if you're doing this diet for like a long time, you want to put in refeed days. One day that you eat extensively higher amount of carbs and calories for the for the whole day. And it's the same way if you're doing low carb diet, you want to put high carb diet, and if you do extensively for a long period of time high carb diet, you want to put a low carb day in there. And again, this is all just tips, and I really suggest you do the application that you're gonna see this on the bottom on the link if you want to work with us, because this is just you to get educated, but you do need a minimum of guidance of specifically for you, because obviously everybody's different and everybody should have the undivided attention. Here is you can just stuff that you find online as far as there are websites that you can actually plug your macro in and you can make your own metabolism. When you calculate your metabolism, you can decide, you can pretty much split out all the carbs and the protein and the fat and understand to have like a real number of thing. When you get this kind of numbers, then you go ahead and you plug it in into the application I told you before, and you make a a log for the whole day. So basically, this is I'm just basically teaching you how to make your own diet, which is really what you want to be doing, because at the end of the day, it's it's that's how you're gonna become. You're not gonna be a slave of the diets anymore, because as we're gonna go much in deeper into another video about diets, um, as long as you know you're doing the right things over and over and over again, you don't need to be in a diet. This is an example of a person that followed this metabolism. The metabolism wasn't actually really bad, but it wasn't having any more results. So I started 2000, 21, 22, 23. Every like in 10 weeks you get to 3000. As you can see, the protein stays the same, fat changes a little bit, and the carb extensively go up. And if you can see, 700 pounds, by the middle he even reached less. He lost a lot of weight. So here you're gonna see yourself even more in shape during the middle. And then of course, when you see that you're gaining up weight and weight and weight, Here is when you want to start to do it, to lose calorie, to decrease calorie on the right way. So losing 300 to 500 calorie a day, and you going backwards. So basically, you need to hit a good shape point, and then seeing slowly, you still putting on muscle, but as well you're putting on fat. This is when you wanna backtrack. And again, this is purely informative. Do not completely go ahead and follow. I mean, you're free to do whatever you want. This is a suggestion. It doesn't have to take any place to, to any suggestion that comes from your doctor or anything like that. This is just a visual, so you have an idea. If you want to follow, feel free to follow. I'm not suggesting you do anything like that. What I can suggest that you sign up again to work with us, so I can explain you exactly how this should be done for your specific persona. Metabolism can work for us or against us. Again, this is just an example that I just gave you. It's because you need to understand when to do certain thing and what time, and how to train over time. So this is everybody can go into a diet, everybody can work out into a program for 1 month or two, but when you don't understand what happens on a long term, you get short-term result, which is what you don't want, because you have short-term results all your life if you're watching this probably, and at the end, long terms create changes and creates health, which is that what you want. Thanks for joining me. As I said, if you want to work with us, there is a link below. And if you have any question, you can comment below or share this video if you think that somebody might benefit. And I see you soon, and I wish you a good day.